Sam was reading a blog post on a website which was advertising an amazing deal on a hotel room. The room was only $1 to stay in for the night. He saw a photo of the room on the site. It wasn't fancy or anything, but he knew by spending the night in this hotel room, in particular in this city which he wanted to visit, for just a measly $1, could allow him to have most of his money for spending. There was one catch, but nothing that he couldn't handle. After all, he would be mostly sleeping. You might wonder why that would matter. I'll tell you why. The one condition is that the room will be streamed live on a website. It didn't mention the website, so Sam had no links to check it out. He didn't even know who has stayed there before him, or even if anyone has ever stayed there yet. When Sam arrived at the hotel, he met a man who greeted him with a pleasant smile and showed him into a room. He told him that the live stream will be starting in an hour. He thanked the man and then laid down on the bed checking his social media. An hour later he checked the laptop that was on a table over from his bed. He checked the viewer count. 1, 12, 36, 70. They seemed to be logging in very fast. He sat back waving into the camera at his audience, feeling like some kind of reality star. The views were past 300 now, 350, 400, 470, 500, 525, 590, 620. Then the views stopped at 666. Which he found kind of weird. Suddenly he heard a roaring noise, and then something attacked him from behind. Blood splattered all over the room after the frenzied attack. That's when the 666 Satanists licked their lips in satisfaction, watching Sam get slaughtered from the beast, knowing their pact with the devil worked. They had summoned the beast by using a spell from 666 of them to log on, and the number of the beast conjured the beast right when the 666th Satanist logged on. Afterwards, the laptop was taken from the room, and the police were clueless why a beheaded corpse was lying in the middle of a blood-stained hotel room.
I am a social influencer. I was going to visit some friends on a weekend. It was a holiday and my friends lived a couple of hours away. So I left in the afternoon and I would be there by nighttime. As I am driving for about an hour, it starts to storm very hard. I can barely see out of the window and the roads were very slippery and I was still about an hour and a half from my friends. So I just told myself to play it safe. And there was a hotel right there. So I decided to stay in the hotel until the storm would pass. I booked a room to stay there for what I thought would just be an hour or two, the most. But looking at the weather report, it looks like I would be there at least until tomorrow morning. I said. I texted my friends about the storm and that I probably wouldn't be there until tomorrow morning. They said it was fine and to sleep it off. As I'm in my hotel room, I notice there's nobody else here besides me. It feels empty. Too empty, I told myself. Then, I hear a sudden knock on the door. My eyes widen, and I go to open it up, and right before I do, they say, "Room service." I look confused. Well, because I never ordered any room service. So I politely reply and say, "I'm okay, please just come back again later." Then I hear a crazy laugh. Then there's silence. I slowly approach the door to take a look at the people and see a man holding a knife with a crazy grin look on his face. He then stares at the peephole as if he knows I'm looking through it, and then he smiles and then starts banging on the door as loud as possible. I back up and call the police. No answer. Then I call the lobby. No answer. Then the banging stops. I hear the man on the other side of the wall trying to get through. So I open the front door and run for it. Then the man is in front of me with a knife and I fall down. He gets on top of me and lifts his knife, and then everything becomes dark. I wake up in my car and call my friends to let them know that I was back on the road and I would be there as soon as possible. I then put my phone down and remember, I don't have any friends and that I'm homeless. Oof, it was just all a bad dream, I said, smiling. As I look to my left, I see the hotel that was in my dream and the man in the window smiling and waving his knife at me. Then the police arrive right in front of me. I wake up again due to an alarm. The alarm says, "Get up everyone, get up." As I get up, there are chains around me. I am locked in a small white room. Then a security guard opens the door in front of me and that door reads, "Mental institution, our most dangerous criminal." As I'm walking out the door, I remember that wasn't all a dream. That was the story of how I attempted to murder a famous social influencer and killed everyone else in that hotel, and how I ended up here. Just one more year left in here, I say to myself. Then I can make my second attempt. That is why I pleaded crazy to end up in here and not in prison for life. I'm coming for you, social influencer, to finish the job.